All right, you guys, and gals. So what I've done is I got up at about 4:30 this morning and I fired up my smoker, and I had an elk shoulder that I had brined overnight with a dry brine, which is just basically rubbing it with salt. And then I let that sit in the fridge overnight. This morning, I went ahead and I got some seasonings together. I made a rub from rosemary and a buttery caramelized onion mix that I have, and some other things. Yeah, but what I did is I let that smoke for a few hours, and then I went ahead and made myself a honey glaze with honey, and then with about a quarter cup of honey, and then I put some quarter cup of apple juice to thin it a bit, and then put some white vinegar, a tablespoon of white vinegar in there. And then I mixed that and I heated it with also 2 tablespoons of butter. And once I got that done, then I microwaved it just to get the butter melted. I should have melted the butter first, but I didn't. And then I went out and I brushed it only about 20 minutes before it was going to get taken off the smoker. And so I glazed it and then let that smoke for a while till the honey glaze, which can burn really easily. So you want to do that and be aware of that, but it gives it a nice glaze. Then I took and put it in foil, and I took a mix of balsamic vinegar and rosemary and butter again and black pepper, and I mixed up that, and I made a boat out of this foil and poured it over, and then I sealed it up tight, put it back on the smoker for about 15-20 minutes and kind of let it steam in those juices. And it didn't hurt the bark. It still got that nice bark on it, and but it absorbed all those juices because, you know, elk is a very lean meat, so I wanted to get some fats in there. Then what I did after that is when you pull it off, you want to open it up, throw it in a cooler for about 30 minutes. Over here, I have made a wild mushroom gravy, and so that'll pair nicely with, and I used the drippings, all the leftover liquid that was in the foil before I put it in the cooler. I poured that in, and I chopped finely a small onion. I chopped up 2 cloves of garlic, black pepper, and then wild mushrooms. And I reconstituted the wild mushrooms. Thank you, Boone Fungi, for growing some amazing mushrooms here locally in Boone. And I put them all together. I then threw the mushrooms in after I sauteed the garlic and the onion and browned the mushrooms in that. And then I started making my gravy. So I used some broth, and then to thicken it, you use a flour slurry, or you can use cornstarch, but I'd rather use flour. So I did that, and 1 tablespoon of butter in there, and look at how pretty that color is. And now I'm just going to let it simmer for about another 5 minutes to let the flavors marry. And then I'm going to congratulate them on their union. I'm going to, after this is finished resting, I got it to an internal temperature of 150 degrees. That's about the top if you want to slice it into thin slices. And then I will pour the gravy over the sliced elk. So I appreciate it. And thanks for watching this video, and stay tuned because I'm killing it out here. And it sure beats making spreads, swolls, burritos. No more ramen with Doritos and fake cheese and meat logs. Have a great day, everybody. Be kind to each other.